the number one time you want to make eye contact is when your mate walks into the room. A lot of us live our lives on our computer with our backs to the people that we love the most. And so when your spouse comes home from work, get up and greet them. We think that you should be more excited when your mate comes in than your puppy is. To have great communication, you have to realize that 90% of our communication is really nonverbal. It's in our body language.
Right, and our words count. Like what you say to one another is important. But when it comes to an interpersonal setting, how you communicate that is more powerful than the words you actually use, which is good news for a lot of us guys out there. Because some of us guys, we don't feel like we're real smooth with words, but we can communicate through body language what we want to get to the heart of our spouse.
That's right.
And it's interesting, Jesus in Matthew chapter 5, verse 37 said, all you need to say is simply yes or no.
And we can say it with our body as well as our facial expression and our words. So making them all match up is a good idea.
So some of the traits of good body language in interpersonal settings is the first thing is small audiences like small motions. So like if I'm talking to Pam right here, I want to have kind of gentle hand movements. If I put my arm around her, I want to be gentle with it because in a small setting, people like small motions.
Right.
And this is very powerful. Remember the friend we had that wanted to get married? Like he came to me and he said, Bill, you know, I would really like to be married. I don't understand why I'll have one or two dates and then I never see the lady again.
It's like a one and done every time for him.
And I looked at him, I said, are you sure you want to know? And he said, yeah, I really want to know.
Because he's a really nice guy.
But he was always big in conversation. So he would show up and go, hey, it's good to see you. How are you? And he talked loud and he had big arm motions and it was intimidating to other people. And to his credit, he worked on it. And he came back to me about 8 months later and said, Bill, I'm engaged to be married. Woo! Because he changed the way he used motion in an interpersonal setting.
Right, and we have a friend he's very tall and she's very small, and they realize, wow, this body language thing, we cannot argue with him standing up and her sitting down. It's just not fair. And so he made the decision to sit at equal height, so he wouldn't be so intimidating.
Second trait of healthy body language in interpersonal communication is to lean in. If you lean towards your spouse a little bit, it shows you're interested. If you lean back, you're kind of defying the other person to get through to you. And if you lean too far...
It's like interrogating.
So you just want to gently lean in toward the other person to show interest. And then you want to open your posture. And again, don't get crazy like, okay, I'm ready to talk to you.
But you definitely don't want to do this, because that doesn't say I want to talk to you at all.
So you generally want your posture to be open. If you can, have your palms facing your spouse and try to just get your body to say, I'm interested in hearing what you have to say, rather than, okay, give it a try.
Right. But if we open up our posture eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand, with some gentle contact, that's going to open up the heart of our spouse.
Right. When you have affectionate contact with one another, it releases endorphins into your blood system, which causes you to relax. It causes this sense of, I feel better about myself. And when you're trying to communicate and you feel better and you're more relaxed, that conversation's going to go well.
That's right.
And then finally, you want to make eye contact. And you do understand, there's a difference between eye contact and staring. If I get my eyes real wide open and I look at you or look at Pam and say, I'm interested in what you have to say, it gets awkward really fast. So healthy eye contact is you make eye contact for a few seconds as you're interacting, look away, and then just come back and make eye contact again. That's kind of normal and natural. It avoids the staring thing.
And in today's world, the number one time you want to make eye contact is when your mate walks into the room. A lot of us live our lives on our computer with our backs to the people that we love the most. And so when your spouse comes home from work, get up and greet them. We think that you should be more excited when your mate comes in than your puppy is. So try to outlove your mate by being more excited that they're in the room with you.
Right. So if you have a hard time sharing the words that you want to express to one another, use body language to say, I love you.